Everybody, and welcome to another match day at Rocket Soccer Confederation. I always want to call that Royal because these games are the sport of kings. Here's some great Rocket League coming for you as we have a late season showdown between Decuriones and the Cassowaries. I am K-Vox, and calling the action with me tonight, ever faithful, give him some moss, paint him with Bob Ross, it is Sauce Boss. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready to watch some Rocket League as it's been so long since I've been in here in the booth.
Yes, and it is just always a great time. Time really flies when you're having fun, as the old cliche goes. And we've only got about 6 more match days after this one. These seasons fly by. We've got the Rally Major coming up. If you're interested in traditional sports, it's the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup Final season. And I could talk everybody's ears off about how, if you like Rocket League, you can appreciate both basketball and hockey, especially hockey. But we've got a really fun showdown tonight because Decurions are in 8th place on the table right now. Solid playoff contention, 17 and 11 on the season. But Cassowaries, even though they are not in playoff contention, even though they're far behind, they have a real opportunity here, Sauce Boss. They can seriously mess things up because Decurions are 7th games behind the leaders in zombies, and this is a game that could go either way. Cassowaries really has a chance to cause some heavy bleeding in the last leg of this playoff race.
Yeah, heavy bleeding indeed. It's starting to get to do or die situation. I mean, you still
Yes.
have a little bit left in the season, but you gotta make every one of these last games count. If you're 7 behind, you gotta get some
Mhm.
wins in here, and it's going to be a pretty tough matchup against Cassowaries. I know Cassowaries have been pretty good. I've casted a few of their games in the past, and they're always such a good team, always in the top 5, top 6. So it's going to be a pretty tough matchup for the Decurions, but it's do or die for them.
Yeah, and this is a uncharacteristically tough season for Cassowaries. They're 25th, they're 10 and 18 on the season thus far, but anybody can beat anybody in Rocket League. And Decurions, they won this league last season. They won the Challenger Finals, and that was a different team. That was a different roster. So you have to wonder if the new blood in Decurions right now is feeling that pressure, feeling the pressure of living up to Sovereign standards after last season. Because here's a fun fact for everybody following at home. Decurions franchise, Sovereign, they are the last of the original RSC franchises from season 1.
That's a very interesting stat. I haven't been around nearly long enough to know any of that, but that is an impressive stat to be around for a solid 23 seasons. And they must have been doing something right because they have not folded.
Yeah, that is absolutely the hope. And of course, Callie is a solid captain in her own right, has El Macho with her, has extended, has strut, doesn't want to let this team down, the franchise down, wants to keep that winning record going, and of course has plenty of opportunity to do it. So what I'm wondering with you, Sauce Boss, is what are you looking forward to seeing in this matchup? What do you think are going to be some of the key things to watch?
I think, especially in Challenger, rotations are a huge deal breaker.
Ooh.
It's it's a lot of knowing where to be at the right time, and if you have a solid rotation, that defense is just going to be ever so stronger than the other team, and it's going to just start to create gaps, and then your offense is going to be just so much better as you can pound the back of the net, pound the wall, and your teammates are able to rebound. Even if they can't shoot it, you have another teammate ready to go, and you can keep the pressure building on only one side.
And at every level of Rocket League, you see this happen where the defense collapses in front of the net, or the offense just full sends 3 car press too early, too often, too eagerly, and the entire scheme falls apart. So I think you're right. This is going to be a question of who loses discipline first, because Cassowaries has nothing to lose here. They are already well out of contention, and they know they can seriously mess this up for a strong team that's got a very good shot at the finals. So they're gonna be coming in and smelling potential blood in the water.
Blood in the water, chaos. That's all the Cassowaries can think about right now. They want to cause chaos. Their season's gone, but they can still influence the rest of the playoffs and who is going to be in it, and they can cause some major damage right now to the Sovereign.
That's exactly what they're hoping to do. The cassowary is the most dangerous bird alive behind the old dinosaurs, and we are about to see whether they've still got those claws everyone talks about. Kickoff at any moment now. Welcome to match day number 9. We've got kickoff.
Go as the Cassowaries. Oh, I gotta pull up. There we go. You had to pull up the stream. Cassowaries, Decuriones. Right now have a little bit of pressure. Callie I've played with her a little bit before. She's very rotationally sound, not overcommitting on too much, but her defense is the strongest thing I've noticed. As
Oh,
they
oh
looks
wow.
like we need a remake.
We
Someone must have
do.
had some rough internet in the server, so we will have to remake.
And I did that big fancy introduction all for nothing, fans. How about that? But that's the way the Rocket League ball crumbles sometimes. Sometimes you hit the goalpost. Sometimes you hit nothing but crossbar. Sometimes you get demoed before you even know what's happening. I actually wonder if that ball's about to roll into the net. No, it's a little too wide. Wouldn't that have been a hell of a thing, Sauce, if with all the players gone, it just keeps going straight into a goal?
That would have been a thing of beauty watching it slowly roll across at a measly 5 miles an hour. That goal would have been destroyed. They would have had to get a new net installed in there.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, okay, who does that anymore? Once looks like we're all gonna have to join back in right now, just getting everything situated, making sure everyone's okay, everybody's ready to play this time.
Looks
Right.
like yeah, looks like the server's starting to back up. Just got to wait on teams to get back in. We only got to see a few minutes, or not really even a minute, a few seconds of gameplay, but no one really had too much of too strong of an offense going so far. It didn't really look like it was going back and forth. No one had clear offensive pressure so far.
It looked like Callie was handling the pressure very well, was leading the rotations, wasn't letting her team overextend. There was a bit of a collapse into the front of the goal, like I was warning about, but nothing too severe. We'll see if she's able to maintain that kind of discipline. Because, after all, we all know Sovereign's teams all named after ranks of the Roman army, and the Roman army is famous for that disciplined defense.
Yep, and it looks like all of the teams are back and ready to go as we get game 1 back to start after a little bit of a mishap to start with. Game number 1 on the way.
All right, this time Extended takes the ball, but K flips right there, ready for it. The captain of Cassowaries sends the ball away, fouling Shred, but it's right back to Stove. Gets it up high, right there for Extended. Sends it on to Callie. There's a two-man attack going on. Loses it to K flip. He's going airborne, Sauce, but is Struck going to be able to get there? No, that's going in. K flip, first blood.
And we said the Cassowaries smelled blood in the water. They needed a do or die situation. A great shot by K-Flip gets them first on the board. And if I was the Decuriones, I'd be a little bit nervous after seeing something like that.
Yes, you
But
were
you still
talking.
have so
You
much left to play.
You were talking about the rotational discipline of Callie and her team, and right there you saw that she was in the middle of the net, not nowhere near back post, and there weren't any defenders close enough. So we'll see if they're able to tighten that up, because that was a surprising lapse. Callie's in the middle of the net again, makes the save, and Dills goes for another attack. Stove wins 50-50 off Callie. Extended's waiting for it, but also you're noticing right away, Decurion's very, very low on boost. Saves another shot, Strut.
Great defensive stand so far. Just not able to quite break out. They need to find some boost. Nobody really has any on the Decurion side. Near double tap coming out of the way. Dill trying to get it cleared, and the shot does come out. Kelly Cat with the
Oh.
first goal for them, tying it up 1-1.
Beautiful, beautiful calculation there. Extremely good read to see Dill blowing that a save attempt, blowing that attempt to knock the ball away, gets the clear going, and just immediately knocks it in. They put everything they had on Dill making that clear. Didn't work out. Cali saw the opportunity. Right now, it's Cassowaries with the early advantage off the kickoff. Cali's there again, though. I know what you were talking about with her defense.
Oh, and there it goes right then. Dill dunking it right on top of him. I'm kind of surprised. Cassowaries have had such a strong start, and I'm seeing a lot of aerial play or just being able to play with the ball higher up in the air, and it's kind of throwing off the Decuriones right now.
I'm noticing that too. It seems like especially Dill's extremely comfortable with those kinds of aerial plays. K-Flip sends it on again. Extended's waiting for it, feels the ball. K-Flip strips it. It's too high, but it goes in off the follow through. K-Flip scores.
Like we said right there, they're feeling it right now. Like another hit off the top. K-Flip gets the read just perfect, just straight down, and it's softened up just enough for to miss the bounce. Now they're 3-1 pulling ahead, and you still have 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a lot of Rocket League to play. Is that going in? Extended with the save this time. Dill follows up, though. Gets it in straight off the defense. Oh my goodness, you do not want to be the Decuriones right now. Extended is kicking himself. Look at that, off the post from Dill.
Dill and K-Flip having a field day right now. Stove Messiah is just sitting back there. I'm gonna let you do whatever you want. I don't need to do anything. It's Extended. He gets his first air dribble. K-Flip blocking that one off. Dill already up in the air looking for a corner shot. Not gonna quite come along, but they're gonna try to maintain possession as of right now. Stove wants this one back to the middle, but Cali's got the rotations back down, and it looks like we'll have a little bit more play time before we see the next goal go through.
Yeah, we'll see. That's exactly what the Decurions are hoping for. Cali sees that coming, sees that long shot from Dill, clears it, not able to strip the ball from him, brings it across her own goal, heading for the wall. Two attackers in the way, but they lose it. Extended's right there. He's got an open up, but he's too wide.
It was right there. Just that's gotta be one that hurts. You needed to get one in. Now you only have 2.5 minutes left, and now another shot opportunity coming out of Extended. Not able to get there.
Oh, that's gotta sting. You know, two very close misses on shots they know they should have made, should have been able to get to that ball. They know they're better than that and perfectly capable of it, and the time is running down. This is where you see what a player has, because the mental pressure is immense. K-Flip clears the ball away, carries it, tries to dribble it up the wall, loses it to Strut, but it goes to the corner. No one's there to follow up. Extended is looking for it. Stove gets it by him. Strut cuts rotation to find it again. Cali's trying to come up. Is she going to have any good room for a play?
It's the push off the wall. Extended. He's their main aerial guy, getting up high in the air, getting those crucial challenges. Don't want to let him have access to a double tap opportunity. Just now they got to find a way to pass it to each other, work the 50 correctly. Cali wants that one off the wall, not going to be able to get it. Extended, he's not able to get it either, and Strut's going to clear this one downfield. Not quite able to get it. Dill's keeping the defense strong up the wall, and now K-Flip has to get this one back to midfield. Awkward touch. Dill clears it away.
Extended has a shot, though. Is it going in? No! Too high. Strut tries to follow up, sends it right back down to the Stove. He's not going to be happy about that one. Extended cuts around, tries to get the ball again. Can't get it by Dill. That's going off the wall. Who's getting to it first? Cali sends it. It goes right to K-Flip. This is a battle in the corner. No one knows that bad things happen in corners. And Extended's trying to find it. Goes back to Cali. Strut's going for it. Does he have room? He does! 2-4 now. A minute left in play.
Looks like they got the early game jitters out of the way. Still have plenty of time left in this matchup, but there, as we saw about 4 or 5 passes back across the midfield right in a row. That's great to see, and if we start seeing more of that, who knows how different this game could end up.
Yeah, that control of spacing and ball movement is going to be extremely important, because you can't make a Rocket League team out of just 3 individually cracked players. That's a that's a trio that needs to act in unison as a perfect lockstep team. Extended has a 2-on-1, not quite able to get to it. Strut sends the ball up again towards the corner, waits for Cali, not going to be able to get it. Triple commit on the Cassowaries net. They carry the ball along, hands it off to K-Flip, who gets it up to Strut, takes the ball away from him. Stove's trying to get it by Strut. It's a battle on the wall. Strut wins it, but that is going straight to extended. Passes it off the wall to Callie. Callie misses. That's an open net. Dill's going to get it in.
Straight down the middle. Callie's just trying to get the perfect touch, just gets a little too far left and not able to get back to it at all. It was starting to get too low on time, had to make something happen. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, so now we're sitting at 5-2, only 10, 11 seconds left.
I mean, I guess theoretically 3 kickoff goals could happen, but I am not so sure. There's almost one, but it's too wide. That's probably gonna be the end of the first game. Right now there, Strut! But a 0-second goal sauce. That's not gonna be enough.
Not at all, but it does feel nice to get one for the road. And Strut, what a way to get that one for a double tap. Just pulling that one out right at the end. Had to tell him this is not gonna that game is not gonna go this way for them in game 2.
Yes, and of course they have an entire series to play. We don't do best ofs until the playoffs, until the finals. So there's plenty of Rocket League left to play, as people keep hearing me say. But what do you think Decuriones can switch up going ahead? Because that's not the opening they wanted.
I think they can definitely get those passes going a lot earlier. It looks like passing over the middle, it's just a lot harder for the Cassowaries to cross the field to try and cut it off, and they didn't really respond to it too well. So as we saw earlier, Extended got a pass off, or Cali Cat got the pass off to Extended, and we saw that a bunch, and it was just a bunch of opportunities, and they just could not get there for all of them. But it's definitely dangerous if you're on defense for the Cassowaries.
Yeah, so I noticed a few things from Decuriones too. First, it seemed like Cassowaries was consistently winning the boost war. You found that Cassowaries just consistently had more boost, was getting to pads faster, had more in the tank when they needed it, and Decuriones was also often a little too far away to really focus on following up on the plays they were setting up for each other. You'd have somebody just out of range, not really able to follow up when a ball was cleared to mid-pitch, and Cassowaries just pounced.
Yeah, the Cassowaries definitely did pounce right off the wall. Dill got his double tap from the wall, and we saw a bunch of dunks come out right on the goal line. It looked like the speed just needed to be picked up a little bit, and we'll see if the Decuriones can respond well enough as we start game 2 here. And Dill wants one off the wall. He wants to have another strong game. He wants to maybe turn the season around a little bit, have a chance at the playoffs. It's going to be a little bit difficult for them, but they can at least end the season on a positive note, and it all can start here.
Yeah, especially if they can bloody the nose of a returning champion squad like the Decuriones. We were talking about how this is a new roster from the one that won last season, but that name still means something. That name still carries weight, and you see the defensive rotations trying to prevent Decuriones from having a coherent shot. K-Flip's waiting for the ball as it comes down, gets it by Extended. Callie turns in, so does Strut. Strut tries to get into the net. Cali Cat's facing it down. Bit of a scrum in the middle in front of the net. Goes up high, Strut's waiting for it, has no boost. Can he clear it? He gets it by K-Flip. Oh my goodness, that demo.
Great demo right there. Just kept the defensive opportunity right there. Extending himself out into the play, trying to make something happen, not able to get it. He's going to have to make a pass right here. Doesn't go his way. K-Flip, this one's going to fall to the middle, but Strut able to get there just in time. Callie's going to have to try and make something happen. Up to Strut. Pass back over the middle, see what Extended can do. He wants the shot in the back right corner. Extended getting their first lead of the night.
You were talking about the passing plays. That was a thing of beauty. That was top-notch coordination and communication. That's the kind of thing that they need to do more often. They can't let Cassowaries start flapping their wings.
Yeah, can't let it go right now. Callie wants a shot right here. She does.
Oh!
Keeps it on the bottom, doesn't let it bounce up.
Oh, that's just perfect. Follow through. Extended wins the tip-off battle, knocks it off the ceiling back down towards Callie, who's already cheating up and ready to send it in. Knew that Cassowaries would all go for the ball.
Yeah, that was a great start right there. Now up 2-0, 3.5 minutes. keep it up right here, and you'll have figured out what went wrong after game one. This one goes back. K-Flip wants something. This one's gonna go off the backboard. Strut, he wants a shot at it. Extended is pretty close by. He's gonna get beat as well. Now it's up to Callie to get the touch. She does. Back to a corner. Strut wants this one over the middle. Keeps it high. It's gonna be tough for Stove Messiah. This one goes to the left corner. Not able to get there.
Oh, that was a wild save from Dill. Callie had a perfect angle there, sending it back over her own car, almost straight on in. Now she's waiting for the ball as it comes off the wall, gets it over Dill's head. Extended's right there. There's nobody there. Goes right towards the corner, angles it in. It goes in. Extended extends the lead. Living up to his namesake. Look at this. Walk us through it, Sauce.
Just right off the backboard right there. That's a tough angle. Just lines himself up right, gets the flick, gets the dash, and it's just slightly in, and they just can't react to the angle. It's just kind of awkward for the defense there, just not able to respond. And this one almost in. Stove Messiah able to make it happen. See if Extended can. He looks for a musty off the backboard. Can Callie put it in? No, she can't. But Strut, he's gonna play it safe right here. He doesn't want that lead to disappear. Over two of them. Stove's up. He misses. No one's back right now. Extended's got to try to get there. K-Flip makes a tough touch, and it's off. Cali Cat reads it.
Oh, that is just beautiful ball movement. We were talking about the importance of the passing plays, and it is very much waking up here. Extended knew right where Callie was going to be, knocks it off the post straight to her car, and she has no opposition whatsoever. That was the perfect overtake. Extended cheats up, and that's going to go in again. Oh no, Dylan
with Strut, he wants it. That was another one I thought was going to go in, but not quite. Strut, it looks like they're just finding the right touches to get around him. Extended has no boost, but see if he can get it over Dill. And Cali Cat trying to keep pressure, but this one's going back towards the net. Strut able to keep it off.
Yeah, but he knocks it right back to Dill. That's a dangerous attack. Sends it on to K-Flip. Gets it airborne. Doesn't really have any boost to follow up. Backboard read. Dill goes for it again. Still no boost. They're the ones starving on boost now. You've got a bit of a brawl in front of the blue net. Decuriones send it on ahead. Get it into midfield, but Stove's waiting for it. Sends it back to the Decuriones corner over some heads, but Strut's right there for it. Let's see if he can get it onwards. He's probably going to send that on to Callie. Tries to set something up for her. Not quite able to make it happen, though, Sauce.
It happen at all. Missed by Callie. There's some offensive pressure. Both are on the backboard. Extended's going to be a little awkward. K-Flip can't get there in time. Stove trying to keep it in the middle, but now they're going to have to reset all the way back, and 4 goals down. They have only a minute to get this one back, and they want another one. Oh. K-Flip has to dive. Stove Messiah not able to get there.
I think that was straight. I think that was straight off him to make that 5-0. It goes up. Look at this. Extended goes into the air, spins it up, sends it down. That's straight off Stove Messiah's car, right off his bumper into the net. That might have actually had a chance at missing if Stove didn't even do anything.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take some lessons from Extended. He's gotten 2 crazy angles today. Just in perfect touches for those shots, too. Just getting him exactly where they need to go. Mighty impressive for Challenger. We might be able to see you next season in Rival even, if you can keep up that performance so far.
That is the beauty of how the RSC is designed. It just creates this pressure cooker to develop these kinds of talents. They don't just grow on trees. They are made in crucibles like this. That's why the French are so good at Rocket League. But ceci n'est pas en français. This is Rocket League in NA. 20 seconds left. I don't think there's much Cassowaries can do right now, but they're going to try to get something going for their trouble. Still has the ball. He tries to send it up for K-Flip. K-Flip's got no boost. He gets the corner boost. He's dueling it out with Extended. But 10 seconds left. 5. This is not going to go anywhere, Sauce.
It is not, and we're going to have to end up with a tie series 1-1. That was a very, very good sign for the Decuriones. Yes. They got the rotations back in check. They've got everything back in order with the passes. Like, it was happening the entire first half of that game. It was just back and forth across the middle. Extended, Cali Cat, Strut was putting it off the backboard just to keep the pressure on. he didn't have to do too much. It just ended up going in whenever he made the assisted pass.
Yeah, and that was an entirely different team from the one we had seen in the first game. That was shades of old school Dignitas passing plays or OG a couple splits back. That was very strong ball movement and spatial control. I kind of wonder what made the wheels fall for Cassowaries because they were not able to keep up at all.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see him go up for the ball that much, but also I don't think they had boost a whole lot, and I think that was just hurting them too much for this last game, and it just they had nothing to work with. It was the aerials hitting it up off the backboard. That was the main thing that was working well for him in game one.
I will say the sheer back and forth nature of this series makes it really fun Rocket League to watch. What do you think we're watching out for in this third game?
I think the Decuriones are definitely going to try to just follow the game plan as they did last game, just work the passes, and they're going to want the boost. But I think the biggest thing for the Cassowaries is they're going to need to get boost control. And once they have boost control, they can start putting it up off the backboard.
Yeah, and it might also help not to leave the game. We can't have a Rocket League match if nobody's on the pitch. Somebody get those cars back in here. Send a tow truck.
Yeah, someone's going to need a tow truck. The lobby has died once again. Just waiting on the server to boot back up, but looks like we don't have to remake and we can just rejoin the match.
Yes, if the six people with the blue and orange octanes could come to the parking lot, your cars are being towed.
Yep, and it looks like we're just missing one more person and we can get this show on the road. There's still one Octane or Fennec trying to get towed. But it looks like everybody's here. Just waiting on the players to join, and there they go. So getting this game back started, what's your keys to game two or game three?
I wouldn't be surprised if Cassowary starts playing a bit more physical to disrupt these passing plays because you saw in the first game that Decuriones was giving up too much space. They were often too widely spread apart to capitalize on that spacing and those rotations. So Cassowaries wants to force awkward situations like that. They do not want to let this team get comfortably in a rotational rhythm where they are supporting each other and playing Team Rocket League.
Yeah, absolutely. Just gotta focus up on retreating. You got the boost steal there. That's great. You don't want them to keep offensive pressure with the boost from your own side. And it looks like two full boost tanks, just not able to get there off the backboard. K-Flip stays strong, doesn't flip out of net, trying to throw himself in there, gets what he needs. Dill now has a chance. He's going to take this one to the wall. We saw him earlier off the ceiling. Doesn't work this time, as it's going to just float back to the corner, and we're going to have a little bit of corner action.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Decuriones was expecting that long backwards clear, though, because Strutz sends it right back into his own team, who almost collide into each other. This is more coordination from Calicat. Sends it weakly along the post. Extended was supposed to follow up on it. Didn't really have a good angle. Neither does Strut. That goes wide. Willem's on the wall. Dill closes in. He gets the ball off Calicat's bumper. It's heading back towards the corner. Extended doesn't really have a good angle. Tries to make something happen for Strut. That's too high. And right now, Cassowaries is doing a better job of stifling their momentum.
Yeah, their defense looked a little bit more contained. It didn't look panicked. This is a great pass trying to get it out of your backfield, trying to get the offensive pressure back. But yeah, as I was saying, the Cassowaries, they don't look too panicked on defense right now. They were just getting the 50s before they can get it into the net or just shoot it towards net. And I think that's been helping them out a little bit. This one's going to go back over the middle. K-flip. Bang.
Oh. Just immediate open net. Look at what Willlm does here. He clears the ball away from it, extend, knocks it off the post. K-flip's right there. I am not sure where the defensive rotations were. I think that was what I was talking about with creating slightly too much space because that was a perfectly set up open net.
Yeah, being right where you need to be. They have a chance to get this one back to a 2-2, or at least 2 wins right there. K-flip just didn't have the flip, as ironic with his name. Just not able to get that one towards the net. Callie's going to make this one a little bit awkward, but Dill, great control right there, keeping it off the backboard and close to the ball. but
Mhm.
extended, he wants it. Not able to get it. Callie's going to have to cut this one off. Back to the middle. K-flip. He misses it.
Oh, the
Demo comes
demo!
out, and now there's two.
Yeah,
2v0.
yeah, that was a double demo. Fortunate for Decurions, who has all the room they need for Calicat to set the equalizer. Look at this from Strut. Knocks it into the air. Calicat goes airborne. That's an attempted double commit, but no one's even close enough.
Yeah, the demos that happened earlier, that perfect one by, I believe it was uh, extended, sacrificed himself to create all that open space. Callie's going to want number 2 in this game, and she does.
Oh my goodness, Callie, Cat, the team coordination is alive, extended, bounces it off. Dill knows where Dill's gonna be. That wasn't a shot, that was a passing attempt. Callie Cat's right there. Dill actually tries to double play it and just doesn't have any space.
Space right there, perfectly in the top of the net. Just, you got to get all the way up. It just creates a little bit more time. That demo comes out extended, has a chance, just not able to put it on. And now we're going to go back the other way. Dill, this one's going to fly over the middle. Strut keeping it back, but he's got to get it cleared one more time. And Dill, he's got a big bang, and he's got a little bit of boost. He can get up in the air. Not quite able to. Willem's going to try and make something happen. Not able to get any boost. Boost control is staying right here for the Decurions, not letting anything go too far, keeping the other team low boost. And it's been working out so far in this recent stretch. As you can see, everybody just wants to go way up in the air. K-flip has to use everything he's got for it.
Yeah, Dill goes for the challenge, misses it, but Willem's not going to. That's a bit too wide. Struts has no boost. He can't follow up. K-flips is a little too wide again. Willem's not quite able to find the angle. Dill went a little early, it looked like. Over-anticipated the shot. Sends it straight back to Calicat, who gets it off K-flip's bumper. Strut tries to follow up. Gets hit by Willlm. Dill's waiting in net. Clears it away. Extended's waiting for it again. Carries the ball on. Does he have the angle? He does! 3-1 extended. Brings the lead another point forward. Look at this sauce.
Absolutely a thing of beauty. That's technically a double tap right. That's a
Yeah.
double tap right there. Maybe even a triple if you count the one off the right crossbar. But he saw Strut get one earlier, and he said, "I got to do it myself."
Yeah,
And
speaking of
now,
doing it yourself, right now Willlm goes for a solo play, sends it down to K-flip. Once the ball lands badly, Calicat has an open net. Is it going in? It is! Dill tries to chase it down. He's just not quite there close enough.
K-flip just panicking a little bit right there, just sends the ball flying way too high, and it just creates that opportunity for Calicat to get the bang back to straight on net, and she gets it done. Get back to the 50 in the middle. Extended quick to grab that boost. He wanted to make something happen, just not able to get it. And as we get back, Strut keeping it to the left side. Still have to make up 3 goals here for the Cassowaries, and it's going to take quite a big effort if they want to make it happen.
Yeah,
Just back in the corner, not anything happening.
we're looking at a goal per 3 seconds, and it's funny that I was talking about Cassowaries wanting to think about playing a bit more physically, because it's Decurions dominating the physical battle here, getting more of the demos, bullying balls through the goal, off the posts and such, and Decurions have just added that gritty element that is really making their gameplay shine.
Yeah, and another one. They want one for the road, just not able to get it unless it goes back to Calicat. She wants another one!
Oh my goodness, Callie Cat! That is, I believe that's at least a hat trick by now. Look at how she reads the ball coming off the corner and immediately just clear over the defender's head. There was no reacting to that. The ball's too darn fast.
Ended up just great there. And just a perfect shot, not sending it too high, too low. Lines it up just perfectly.
Yeah, that's the exact kind of play you want to see from a championship contending team, a team that won out last season and is looking at the playoffs for this one. They don't want to be dropping games to Cassowaries at all, because Cassowaries is a good team. We saw that in game 1. We've seen that in the closer moments of these past 2 games. But think about how any loss hurts Decurion's standings against the other playoff teams. Teams like Zombies at the top of the ladder, who are 24-4 right now.
Yeah, that's a Sorry about that. My throat's getting a little bit dry. Uh, yeah, gotta. They're working out pretty well right now. The 5-1, or they're up 2-1 right now. A 3-1's going to be perfect going into that zombies matchup if they're going to be two really high teams. And it gives you a little bit of buffer even if you don't perform too well against the zombies on Wednesday. And it just creates that buffer that you need. And honestly, if you want to just have a better seeding going into playoffs.
Yeah, seeding is everything when you're going into that final stretch. We're approaching the home run now. We're approaching that final corner of the race. And you just don't want to end the regular season on losses, especially to teams further down the ladder. That is the potential advantage Cassowaries enjoys, but it doesn't seem like they're getting very far with it. They had a very good first game, but now we have to see how they can stop the bleeding because this is the last game of the series, no matter what happens.
Yep, last game of the series. For Cassowaries, it's just chaos that they want to ensue. And for the Decuriones, it's everything matters, every win just to keep themselves in the playoff race. And with the higher seeding, hopefully we'll see a tight matchup, maybe some passes coming out of the Cassowaries. Haven't seen it too many of them, but they have had the opportunities earlier today.
Right now, they're wasting a lot of boost, and really, you can see them trying a very forward pressing style. They're trying to be very aggressive and steal some early goals. Right now, you see a bit of spacing issues with Decuriones. They're clumping up a bit, running into each other a bit. Dill gets the ball by extend, gets it past Strut, not having a good angle for it, sends it to K-Flip. He's too wide, but Stove's Messiah is not. He sends it in, a beautiful pass from near the ceiling by K-Flip.
Yeah, Stove Messiah's in the kitchen right now. The god of the kitchen, keeping it the just getting the perfect jump, reading how high that ball is going to bounce and keeping it off the wheels for the soft touch, keeping it down. And we're going to have a flip reset. Oh my goodness, he almost went for double.
Yeah, not quite able to get there, especially with this triple commit in the corner, but that was bad spacing! The defensive collapse leaves Calicat wide open for the equalizer. Strut sends it off the wall. It bounces off K-Flip, who tries to turn around and get to net, but Calicat's way ahead of him.
Just way ahead. In the perfect spot at the right time, not sending herself in that corner and just making the play happen. But we're going to see Strut won it off the backboard. K-Flip's got no boost. He's got to find something. Great job getting that corner. Stove keeping it down. Dill's got a challenge with 0 boost. And the pressure is mounting, but maybe Stove can get a slight touch. Extended still staying with it. And Dill might get the carry, the bang, just not able to, haven't been able to stay with the ball too well when they make these hard touches.
Yeah, it's hard for them to track down the ball, and Dill especially seems to whiff a few times on over-anticipating where it's going to end up or the timing of it. Sends it on to Stove, who tries to set it up for K-Flip. He extended beats him to it, clears it, but Dill's waiting for it. See where he goes for it. Extended's got it again, but Stove Messiah wins the 50. That's threatening goal, but Callie with the save.
Yeah, great save by Callie, trying to keep this game tied and doesn't want anything to go past. Extended gets the 50, but it's starting to look like the Cassowaries are finding out just what they need to do. Hasn't quite broken through yet. Stove gets the boost steal, but it looks like there's a chance right in the middle. Strut not able to get there quick enough. Callie's 50'd off the back. Stove getting another great read. He's got no boost to make anything happen, though, and he's just got to make time for Dill!
Oh, beautiful from Dill. Strut was the only one on Decuriones who had any respectable amount of boost during that play. Look at this, how he gets it by extended.
Just a great touch and not sending that ball too high either. If that were me, I'd probably be sailing that off the backboard. My teammates would be upset with me. But no, he stands strong, gets the right touch, and sends that one overextended. And now you're sitting at a very healthy 2-1, but Stove has to get back if he wants to keep it. And he does.
Yeah, Extended actually misses off the wall. He tries to send it to Strut, gets it towards Calicat, who sends it back towards the corner. She plays her own ball. Let's see if that's going anywhere. Extended is waiting for it to come down. Dill beats him to it. It's Stove versus Extended. Stove wins it out, sends it to K-Flip, who gets the clear. Is that going in? Callie with another save.
Great save by Callie. That's a tough one. Just straight off the hub, straight off the to the top. Not able to, not letting that one go in, and while backwards too. But Extended's got a nice carry off the wall. He 50s that one. That's heading straight towards net, actually. Just
Too
able to get it off
high.
the back. Strut too high.
Again.
Extended off the corner post.
That
And then
can't
Dill
feel
passes it to
good.
K-Flip, not able to get it.
Oh,
We're
we've
in the
all.
corner. Bumps come out. No one's in the middle. Stove's got to try to get a 50. And now the play resets once again.
Yeah, you saw an attempted 3-car pass there. Another one's coming. Strut's not quite able to get a good angle on it. Callie gets demoed. K-Flip sends it on along again, clears it. Callie respawns a hair too late to affect the play. Almost had a chance to knock that ball away. Strut goes for it, gets it by Messiah. K-Flip's got an open net. It's a 3-1 game. K-Flip sends it in.
They made those mid-game adjustments. It was pretty tied, and then now they're finally getting some speed and control back, just working those passes we saw. I believe it was Dill or K-Flip off the ceiling, just hitting it off the wheel slightly back, oh no, slightly back to Dill. And it's just working out just a little bit better. Stove's also getting a nice
Oh,
shot.
that was such an awkward save. What a good job from Calicat to get it away from danger. But they have to start playing a lot more aggressively, and we'll see how well they can maintain composure, because this is not a lot of time to get 2 goals, Sauce.
Absolutely, and I do want to highlight Stove Messiah. We haven't called his name too much, except for this final game here. He's been showing off in these last ones. But it looks like a chance comes out, 30 seconds. There's got to be something happening right now. Extended wants that one in. Callie just a little too far. And now K-Flip's going to keep that one in the air. Dill passing it back. Fake comes out. Stove Messiah just trying to keep possession. And now there's 10 seconds left, but K-Flip doesn't want it to go. 5, and I don't believe magic is going to happen here for the Decuriones. Cassowaries are going to take a 2-2 game. That is exactly what they wanted to see if they wanted to cause chaos, because now Decuriones have even more work to do when they go into that next matchup.
Absolutely, and Stove Messiah definitely the man of those last 2 games. Just beautiful work from him everywhere he needed to be. And you're right, this is exactly what Cassowaries wanted. Their season's over. There was no point trying to 4-0 Decurions or anything, but they had the chance to throw a spanner into the entire season, and that's exactly what they did. But this was a game of heroes on both sides. Who do you think stood out to you most?
I think Extended and Callie showed up a little bit more to me, and I think Callie was just such a strong shooter that I'm gonna have to give it to her. Just the great shots, being where you needed to be, not really overextending yourself, and then also showing the physicality too, opening up some plays for her team as well. I think she deserves it.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree in similar territory. I think that Extended really deserves the series MVP there because of what a good playmaker he was. Every time there was an aerial interception, it seemed to be Extended. Extended was winning a lot of aerial 50-50s. He was putting the ball where it needed to be. He was attacking where he needed to. He was setting things up for Callie beautifully, and especially that second game where it was a drubbing against Cassowaries, that was so much of Extended's doing. It might have ended up a 2-2 split, but the MVPs of the game were very much on Decurion's side.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we saw in the 2 games that they won pretty handily, it was Extended and Kelly Cat just going at it, pass back and forth, shots coming out of both of them. But yeah, the great game on both sides, 2-2. Cassowaries made some adjustments and made it such a great game in the last game 4.
Look, if your season's got to end, that's how you want it to end. Pretty much just giving a bloody nose to the teams who are going on forward, maybe messing up their postseasons, and maybe even having a chance at some kind of miracle rally. Maybe in a few match days, they've made a wild climb up the ladder, and I'm eating crow. Who knows?
All right. And with that, we're going to have to say good night. Thank you all for showing up tonight to watch this incredible matchup. If you would like your team to be on stream, go ahead and sign up in the Discord. We would love to have your team on stream. And other than that, good night.
Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, folks. Don't forget, tomorrow's an open slot. Night.